Hello everyone, my name is Mayana Chenier.
I'm August Ragland.
I'm Sierra Hogan.
I'm Julia Bones.
And I'm Jahara Fleckman.
So, today's topic, we're going to talk about dairy farm biosecurity education. So, I have a question for you guys. Let's start with, would you rather give up coffee for a week or deal with a disease outbreak in your herd?
I'd definitely give up coffee. A disease outbreak would be much worse.
Exactly. And that's why biosecurity matters so much. It's basically how farmers protect the herd from diseases.
And it's not just about keeping cows healthy. It affects production too.
Right, because sick cows produce less milk and cost more to treat. So even though biosecurity sounds simple, it really impacts how well a farm runs.
So, today, we're just going to talk about a breakdown of some simple strategies farmers can use to protect their herd.
Our next topic is how diseases enter farms. So first, how does disease actually get onto a farm?
The biggest one is bringing in new animals.
Yeah, because some cows can carry diseases and still look completely healthy.
And once they're in the herd, they can spread it through manure, feed, or shared space. People and equipment are another big risk too.
Right, boots, clothes, tools, even trucks can carry bacteria from other farms.
And pests, like birds or rodents, can spread contamination all around.
So basically, disease can come from animals, people, or the environment, which is why farmers have to be careful with everything coming onto the farm.
True.
Another topic we're going to talk about today is high-risk areas. So where does disease spread the most on a farm?
New animals are still at the biggest risk. That's why farmers need to check where animals are coming from before bringing them into the original herd.
Calf housing is another one. Calves don't have strong immune systems yet, so can easily be susceptible to diseases.
So if it's overcrowded or not cleaned well, disease spreads fast.
Feed areas too. If those get contaminated, it can affect the whole herd.
And once it's in the feed, it's way harder to control.
So knowing these high-risk areas helps farmers focus their management where it matters most.
Let's move on to our third topic, which is sanitation. Let's talk about cleaning because it is a major one.
Yeah, dirty equipment and lack of PPE can spread disease really easily. Things like tools, trailers, and feeding equipment all need to be cleaned regularly.
PPE stands for personal protective equipment for people that don't know. Even small things like milking equipment can make a big difference.
Yeah, like poor sanitation can lead to diseases like mastitis, which can turn into a lower milk production.
So cleaning might seem basic, but it directly affects herd health and production.
Our next topic is monitoring herd health. Even with all that, farmers still need to watch their herds closely.
Yeah, signs like fever, diarrhea, or drops in milk production are important.
If something seems off, separate that animal and quarantine it immediately.
Because catching it early helps stop it from spreading. And it saves money on treatment too.
So daily monitoring really helps prevent bigger problems.
Indeed.
So let's talk about trying to combine these practices. One thing that's really important you can't rely on just one strategy.
Yeah, everything works better together.
Quarantine, cleaning, monitoring, visitor control, all of it.
It's like building layers of production. The more layers you have, the harder it is for the disease to get in. So overall, limit animal movement, quarantine new animals, keep things clean, and monitor your herd.
It's always easier to prevent disease than deal with an outbreak.
Because once it spreads, it affects production and costs.
Healthy cows mean a more efficient farm.
Biosecurity might not be exciting, but it works.
Well, I think that was everything we wanted to cover today educationally.
Okay, now moving on to our Q&A session. Caller 1 says, I've been farming for years and my cows look great. Why should I spend extra time on biosecurity if nobody looks sick? Well, as August mentioned, many cows are carriers. They look completely healthy, but are actually bringing in diseases onto your land. By the time you see a sick cow, it is likely already to spread through feed or manure, making it harder and more expensive to control.
That's a good one. Okay, so caller 2 says, I'm a small operation and I can't afford fancy sanitation systems. What is one thing I should focus on that won't break the bank? I would say, as our panel discussed, I would tell you that simple cleaning is your best friend, honestly. Washing your boots, cleaning trailers, and disinfecting milk equipment, anything could really help. And also, monitoring is free. Catching a fever or a drop of milk production at any early cost is nothing, but it can also save so much in vet bills.
True. Caller 3 says, I'm about to buy my first set of calves. What's the biggest mistake I should avoid?
That's a good one.
Yeah. I would say, looking back at what Johara and Sierra highlighted, calf housing is a major high-risk area. Don't let their area get overcrowded or dirty. Since their immune systems are weak, most importantly, don't just toss them in with your existing animals right away. Quarantine. Quarantine helps make sure they aren't bringing in any uninvited guests like pesticides or bacteria.
Okay, caller number 4 says, I have a lot of delivery drivers and neighbors coming by. How do I manage people as a risk without being rude? So as Sierra, I think, and myself discussed, people in trucks are a big risk because they carry bacteria on their tires, the clothes, just everything they bring in. You can set up visitor zones or provide clean PPE, boots, washes, all that. It's not about being rude, it's about protecting your livelihood.
I like that.
Caller number 5 says, you mentioned layers of protection. If I'm already cleaning everything daily, do I really still need to quarantine new animals? Well, as Mayana and Delia would say, yes. You can't rely just on strategy. Think of it like a fence. Cleaning helps, but quarantine is the gate. If you leave the gate open, all the cleaning in the world won't stop a sick animal from infecting the shared space.
I like that analogy.
Caller 6 says, I just brought a great looking cow at a local auction. She seems fine, but you mentioned subclinical carriers. How long do I actually need to keep her away from the main herd before it's safe?
I can do this one. So based on what we discussed earlier, you shouldn't just look at a cow and decide that she's safe. Most experts recommend a quarantine period of 21 to 30 days. This gives enough time for any hidden diseases that she may have been hiding to actually show symptoms like the fevers or diarrhea, which is what Sierra mentioned earlier. It's better to wait a month than to infect your entire herd in one day.
Okay, caller 7 says, my neighbor's cattle are right across the fence line from mine. Does all this cleaning and sanitation really matter if our cows are basically touching noses through the wire?
I'll answer this question. As August and Kalia pointed out, shared space and contact are prime ways for disease to spread. Even if you are cleaning your equipment perfectly, fence line contact can bypass through layers of protection. You might need to add a layer by double fencing or moving your water trucks away from the edge to prevent that direct contact. Like Mayana said, you can't rely just on strategy. You have to look at the environment too.
I like that idea. I might have to use that one.
And that's the end of our podcast.
Thanks for watching.